Position that India plays in production, in the global production and in the global supply chain, and the production element of that is fast increasing. The government is stimulating that as well, and that is, you see the payoff of that as well. If we talk about the complexity of supply chains around e-commerce and e-fulfillment, that volume has drastically increased, which is one element. So we are projecting that we are going to grow around the 20% in India in the coming years.
And could you give me a sense of how that compares to the growth range that you're projecting for the Asia-Pac region?
Asia, from a global perspective, is about 15% of our business, and in that, India plays an important role, as you can imagine. But the role of India gets more and more important because its share in our Asia business is fast growing, because we outgrow in India compared to some of the other parts, not all, but some of the other parts of Asia as well.
You know, we see a trend of a lot of companies wanting to move away from China, whether it's their production capacities or their supply chains. How much of this business in India is being driven by that diversification away from China?
I call this going towards omni-sourcing. So no customer will put their stake in one single source, but will make sure that they have one or two or three alternatives where the same part or asset or product will be coming from. And that's driving a whole trend. And that trend we see I would highlight three areas. We see that I was a few weeks ago in Mexico. I see it clearly there. I was actually 1.5 weeks ago in Southeast Asia. You see it there, Vietnam, Malaysia, and you see it clearly here as well. Because there you see that alternative investments that are being made compared to where in the past, indeed, as you were saying, the focus would have been more on China.
You know, we're 6 months into Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Can you give me a sense of how that's been impacting global supply chains?
From a supply chain perspective, yes, it has its impact, but the impact of the supply chain is not as big as the political impact it had. But it had an impact, of course, because of that. Flights had to be arranged differently. Let's take that one. We had the flow of grain, so the whole food supply chain, which was disrupted for a while, which is now getting better, but that was a disruption there as well. So again, it is one of those factors, and I keep on saying at home is, I don't know what the next one is, but the only thing that I know for sure is that we can never assume that supply chains will be stable going forward.
That was DHL's Global CEO for Supply Chains, Oscar de Bok, speaking with the BBC's Nikhil Inamdar. That's it from us. Thanks so much for watching. Do stay with